Hello there and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Today's video should be a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoy it and that you give it a try. Now let's get started. Hello my friends. As I mentioned on my Facebook group, Vivo Vintage Design Tutorials, I just started a new job and I've been training like crazy. So I really haven't had the time I would need to post 2 videos a week. So I managed to sneak this one in. We're going to make Christmas cards with snowflakes, and this is really easy. I have my Muño pan paints, and I'm just going to be using the color gray and ultramarine blue. I have some 100% cotton watercolor paper, some coarse salt, and some finer table salt. I have a couple of brushes, Posca pens, and some water. And to start this process, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to wet down the paper. And I have a spray bottle here, so I'm going to use that to speed up the process a little bit. And then I'm going to swish that around, make sure that the entire paper is covered and that it's covered evenly. And then I'm going to start with, I'm sorry, I'm not using gray for this one. That's for the next set of cards that we're making. I'm using the ultramarine blue, and then I'm going to use a little indigo also. And you can see I'm just letting the paint, as I put it on the paper, blend in with the water. I'm keeping some areas lighter. This is the indigo now. And I'm keeping some areas darker as well. I want to create kind of like a night sky. And of course, you can keep this lighter if you like. I just wanted it really dark for the white to show up later on. So here I'm using again the combination of the indigo and the ultramarine blue. And then I thought to throw in a little purple in there. And you'll see that in just a moment. There you go. Why not? So now we're going to get this paint down on the paper. And then we're going to use the salt to create a little texture. So I'm going to start with the finer gray salt, and I'm going to sprinkle that around, but I don't want to put too much down on the paper. I'm just sprinkling a little bit. And then with the coarser salt, that will give me bigger blooms. And what happens when you put salt on wet watercolor paint is that the salt will absorb the pigment, and you'll get this really interesting kind of like a bloom when it dries, but you have to let it dry naturally. So don't use a blow dryer on this. Just walk away, find something else to do, and let it dry naturally. So you can see I only put a few grains of the coarse salt on the paper, and now it's completely dry. Just like that. It's magic. So now I'm removing the salt, the coarser salt, and I'm throwing it back into that little container because I will reuse that salt. And you can see the effect that it gives you. And what I wanted it to look like was snow falling in the background. Now, if you're comfortable doing this freehand, you can, or you can use little lids or anything around to create a circle all over the paper so that you can stay within the lines, your guidelines for the snowflakes. But I'm winging it. I'm just using a Posca pen with a fine nib, and I'm going to start painting or drawing my snowflakes. And snowflakes are very easy. It's just a bunch of lines and dots. So they may look complicated because they're so detailed, but they're really not. It's just dots and lines, and you can make each one. Of course, you want them to be different, but you can have a lot of fun with this too. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. You can always slow it down in your settings on your YouTube channel if you like, but it's a lot of snowflakes. So I'm going to make them different sizes, and some will have 6 points, some will have more. It doesn't matter. It'll be adorable no matter what you do. And if you don't have Posca pens, you can try using a white gel pen. You can use gouache, an acrylic paint pen other than a Posca pen, whatever you have on hand. And you can make these as big or as small as you want. And I also thought you can fill an entire sheet instead of dividing it like I did mine, and create snowflakes all over it and then cut it down to make gift tags. That would be really cute also. Now, using the Posca pens for these snowflakes is just so easy. And if you have white Posca pens with different size nibs, that is really helpful also, because for the larger ones you can use a larger nib, and for the smaller ones you can use a smaller nib. And that's basically what I'm doing here. I have an even larger nib, but it was downstairs, and my studio is so cold because it's in my basement that I just can't bring myself to go down there to paint. So that's why I'm doing this in my kitchen. I do have a heater down there, but it's so loud that it's distracting to me. So the kitchen it is. I've actually even made gift wrapped paper like this. It was really time consuming, and my children did not appreciate my effort. They tore through that paper like it was nothing to get to the gift. So I only did that once. But even if you did it if you used craft paper as your wrapping paper and did just like 1 or 2 snowflakes on the wrapping paper, that would be really cute. I've also done it on gift bags that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I believe they were red. And there's actually a video in the playlist where I show how I did it. And I painted snowflakes on there. It was really cute. Now, towards the end of the video, I decided to try this again, but using a white background and using different shades of blue. I even did pink and black because it doesn't have to be white. Your snowflakes can be whatever color you want. So look how cute this turned out. Okay, so now here again, I'm working on 100% cotton watercolor paper, and you see I have a few little lids there on the side. You can use those to make circles that you can later erase if you draw them in with a pencil. But of course, I'm going to freehand this. And I tried it first in that first square that you see because I wanted to see how this would work. So for this, I'm using ultramarine blue and the gray, and I have them mixed on my palette, and I made sure that they are nice and diluted. I also have a small piece of paper towel on the side that we're going to use to lighten these as well, because I wanted a really soft effect for this. So again, you can see you can trace your circles if you want to, but I'm going to wing it like I usually do. And I'm going to start painting with the gray first because I want these to be the snowflakes in the background. And you can see how easy this is. Again, just a bunch of lines and dots. You cannot make a mistake. Now I'm blotting it with the paper towel so that it lightens it. And I really liked that effect. And I'm just going to continue adding these little snowflakes in different sizes. Some of them will be half off the paper. And I love the way that looks. And you can see that some are going to be lighter and some are going to be darker, and that is even nicer. Now I'm doing this with watercolor, but you could do this with Posca pens also, using a light gray and a blue color. But I really wanted to have that watercolor look to this. And the longer you let the paint sit on the paper when you blot it, the darker it will be. So let me tell you how I ended up with a new job. I had a friend call me. We've been friends since childhood, and he told me his nephew started a business or took over a business and needed some help. And would I be interested in working maybe 15 to 20 hours a week? And I said, sure, I'll help out. And well, it's turned out to be a lot more than that. There's a lot to learn and there's a lot to do. And I have been so caught up in learning the process and the programs and everything that it has consumed so much of my time. And well, let's get back to the painting. Here I'm using now the ultramarine blue in a heavier consistency than I used the gray. And now I'm going to start painting these snowflakes, and they will be, I will paint them over the gray ones and just all over the paper wherever I think I need one. So I took on the job, and now I'm feeling much more comfortable with it, and I actually enjoy working again. It's a nice feeling. I was enjoying being retired, but after a while, to be honestly, it gets a little boring. I need to have a purpose and to get up in the morning and know this is what I have to do. So for the time being, until I'm more comfortable in the position, I'm only going to be posting one video a week. And if I can find the time, I will try and sneak in a second video. Usually my videos are posted on Tuesdays and Fridays. There'll always be one on Friday, and I'll try and get one in on a Tuesday. So that's how I ended up with this job, and I'm really enjoying it. So you can see here that I am adding the blue, the darker blue, and I'm still blotting them because I wanted this one to be a little bit lighter than the one that I did before. I'm just playing around, trying different things. And as of course, I always have to share it with you, but I love the way that these came out. And then I thought I was finished, but then off camera, I decided to paint some pink snowflakes and some black snowflakes. And I don't have footage of that, but I will post pictures at the end of the video for you to see. And they turned out so pretty. And then off camera, I cut out these cards, and I used my chrome markers in silver and gold to create a thin border around each of the cards. And I also embellished some of the snowflakes with either gold or silver. And I absolutely love the way that they turned out. And some people don't do traditional colors for Christmas. Some people like black and white or pink or blue. So again, the snowflakes don't have to be blue or white. They can be whatever color you like. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you give it a try. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. And consider joining our Facebook group, Vivo Vintage Design Tutorials, where you can post your versions of the paintings and techniques learned on this channel. Check the description box for links to the products used. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.